Mirror, mirror on the wall, don't say it 'cause I know I'm cute. Ooh, baby. Louis down to my drawers, LV all on my shoes. Ooh, baby. I be dripping so much sauce, got a bit looking like Grey Goose. Ooh, baby. Lit up like a crystal ball, that's cool, baby. So is you, that's how I roll. If I'm shining, everybody gonna shine.
Even with that, it was the only choice I had left if I wanted to stay alive. Packing my Saturn four-door floor to ceiling, I held all that I could bring into my new life, carrying my dignity, packing what self-worth I had left, and hope for the chance to fully be myself, all of me, unapologetically. I left behind the hypervisibility of my queerness, the many closeted moments in my youth development jobs, turning my back on Seattle for the opportunity to be out in my relationships, my career as a Pinay, to have pride for who I was becoming. What I couldn't easily leave behind was a voice. How selfish of you. Akala mo kung sino ka. How dare you leave your family left to hold the embers of your coming out? I was 23. She was 21. When my mom left, it would be the final time she'd move away from her first home. There were several boxes she packed. In them contained all the strength she could gather, a chance to start anew, and enough determination to prove her worth in the States. In her passport, my mom tucked away the feelings of turning her back on the Philippines. I have been pushing against the edges of multiple boxes my whole life. The confines of family, relationships, being a woman of color, the confines of our paid labor, careers. Why is there shame in wanting more? Shame in the disruption of roles and scripts, so we play them out because it's accepted or expected of us. Those possibilities remain dreams. In reality, my mom and I, we knew the same thing. We recognized a moment to say yes. And so there comes a time, like the generations before us, when we've had to decide with heartbreak and hope to start over, pursue a new life that we can't see possible in the homelands that have raised us and in the only motherland she knew. Ipinanganak ang nanay ko sa Pilipinas. But the Philippines would never be her home again. And Seattle is where I grew up, but Seattle would never be my home again. The duality of being from a place, but also not feeling in place. It's fluidity that allows there to be more than one destination. Not looking back, I was determined to find and build a new home for myself, my healing heart, and my expanding passions, with faith that I too could design my own path to possibility. I want to call in the people who've made it possible for me to be here, fully present. Those who will continue to have an impact on each of our possibilities. The cultural workers and circle keepers, creatives, artists and arts educators, LGBTQIA+ peoples, non-binary, gender fluid folks, those who've experienced not fitting into a certain definition of sisterhood, and folks who aren't even here yet, people who don't see themselves reflected, but are still amongst us. I see you. Upo na kayo. So I turned 40 in 2020, while my creative consulting practice turned 3. Yep, my business became a toddler during a global pandemic, and still 2020 was the year of yes for me. At the beginning of shelter in place, a week before schools were to announce their indefinite closure, life pushed me into clarity, and all we could do was be present in a time of tremendous change. So what I said next was definitely rooted in my ATE emergency response system. I could facilitate a call. We just need a place to land, collectively shape the agenda, and taking it taking from it what we need. I saw a path to possibility when I began holding a community circle for arts educators. We came together every Monday at noon in the early months of this pandemic, a call that continues to this day. Each of us was committed to holding this space, listening closely to what was emerging in real time. In doing so, we pushed the definition of connection in spite of the distances between us. From Sonoma to Orange County, we achieved what we previously thought was only possible in IRL interactions. So let me break through and reclaim these boxes, Zoom. At the end of 2020, I said to myself, I have survived every box that has literally tried to contain me. As I move into this next phase, I just have to keep saying yes. How am I using my no's to make more room for my yeses? My 23-year-old self would be proud to know that at 41, I continue to say yes to the unknown. Yes to everything that has stared me down, scared me, stretched me, and shamed me. Yes to everything my ancestors and I didn't think was possible. On your journey, let yourself be as many versions as you need. Try as many paths as possible, even when it feels like you're the only one on it. When you meet someone who challenges you, how does it inform your experience? When you think about community and sisterhood, what ways can you embrace folks whose journeys and stories don't look like yours? Who are you bringing with you? Trust that others have come before you. They will always be with you, no matter what path you're on. What messages are you leaving for those who come after you? Because that is how our people survived. Imagine your own unting. A reminder that possibility is always on the table. When designing your own path to possibility, be open to the unexpected, because it has always been your place to say yes. This is how we'll arrive at a place that no one could have ever imagined. So take it in, y'all. Take it all in. Your family of origin, the circumstances you were born into, chosen family found, your spirit guides, all those who make you feel whole, all the possibilities you've yet to uncover and meet. Invite them into the home you're creating for your purpose in this world. So sisters, there is more than enough space for all your parts on this journey. All of you means all of us. Remember to bring pasalubong.